We have a returning guest, Mr. Marcus Maloney. If you have not seen the other episode, please go check it out. It might be a few episodes before this one, but please go check it out. We covered a lot of cool, interesting stuff, flipping virtually and managing a team and applying your education. Yeah, go check it out. Today, we have Marcus Maloney back again. What is your cool, interesting story that you have for us today?
Man, Daniel, so let me tell you this. Everybody know Chicago, right? Chicago is always getting a lot of bad press about the violence and everything like that, correct? 100%. And it's safe to say, we always see it on the world news. Well, right? So coming out of the pandemic, my wife, she wasn't working, and I made a challenge to her, and I made a challenge to my listeners and my followers. And I said, hey, during this time, I'm going to make sure my wife closed a real estate deal from start to finish, right? Not knowing anything, just start to finish. Well, we got a lead, and that lead came in, and not knowing on our end that it was like a big deal in Chicago, where it was this house got shot up. The grandmother had her grandsons living with her, and they were gangbangers, and some other gangbangers came, shot up the house, and killed the grandmother. So unfortunate, right? And we had the daughter call us, and she was in Maryland or Kentucky or something like that. She gave us a call because we were doing outbound calls. And she said, yeah, you know what? My grandmother passed away. It was right before Christmas. It was her mother. So it was all on the news. It was like Christmas Eve. My grandmother passed away. We didn't know the story because we were here in Arizona and we wasn't following the Chicago news. Yeah. And she gave us the address, and we started, doing our due diligence, looking up the property, and we started seeing all of this stuff in the feed, about the incident, what happened and everything like that. Right. So we happen to be in Chicago because this was our year to be there with the family for Christmas. Yeah. So we went to go and take a look at the property. The brothers or the grandsons were still there at the property. These were the gangbangers, right? So we didn't know, hey, they're at the property. Are these other rival gangbangers going to come and shoot up the property again while we're in here? All of these crazy things are going through our mind, right? So walking into the property, we go into the master bedroom, and I literally step in the blood, of the old lady that was there. It was unfortunate.
They haven't cleaned it up yet.
Yeah, they haven't. It was dry, but all of the police tape and everything was there, but you could still access the property. And lo and behold, we still ended up buying that property. We cleaned it up, and our position was to the daughter was like, we understand, that your mom passed away in this property. What we're going to do is we're going to make this the best house on the block. That way, whenever you drive by it or you think of mom, you will know that this property was in good hands. So lo and behold, we had to deal with gangbangers. We had to deal with bullet holes, removing bullet holes out of the property. Our contractors were there. Some people pulled up on them thinking that, that they still own the property, and it was just a mess. But lo and behold, we were able to renovate that property, do the rehab, bought the property for $90,000. We put like $70K into it, and we sold it for $270. And I had only been in that property like 2 or 3 times during that transition. And then while we were doing the rehab, one neighbor had just moved there. They didn't know anything about the shooting, but then the other neighbors were coming over, to my partner that lives in Chicago, and our contractors was like, well, we're so glad that somebody bought this property because, there was always incidents, not knowing that this property had been shot up like 3 different times, and this was the 3rd time. So yeah, man, that's just one of the crazy stories, that we had to go through in doing a renovation and a rehab there in the great Midwest.
I think this story equates to, and this I don't think I've ever told the story publicly. So this would be a good one for everybody here listening for my Chicago stories from when I was a kid. But, I think a lot of people don't really understand the gang situation in Chicago in that area, because we even had it where I grew up.
show is sponsored by HiveMind CRM. It is more than just a CRM. It is a real estate and business mastermind that comes with an all-in-one CRM. You can have unlimited websites and users. You can call, text, RVM, and email all in one user interface. And you can set up custom automations for any type and multiple businesses. 65% of companies start using a CRM system within the first 5 years of business. Once implemented, the HiveMind will save you on marketing, give you more time, and make more money. One of our users had his first $100,000 month using our system in June. We want to see you automate and accelerate your business. Text us at 210-972-1842 for future meetings and, of course, to get our $1 course on how to make more than 6 figures on one land deal. You can schedule your free demo today at hivemindcrm.io.
Illinois or Hammond?
Yeah, Hammond. So I haven't told the story very often, but I remember as a kid, behind us was a double lot because there was houses there at one point and they tore them down. And I never remember any houses there. So it was a double lot, probably 2 acre lot. I remember I was playing basketball with my brother and I heard all this commotion behind us. So literally right behind the alley, this double lot full of people was fighting. It was
Wow.
this fighting. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is crazy. And like, I don't know how many people were fighting. It looked like everybody was fighting, but like there's like 20 or 30 people fighting each other and then everybody else just kind of watches.
Uh-huh.
I feel like one of those. And I remember telling my brother, like, we had to call the police because the police station was like literally a half mile down the road. Like this is like police station's right there and we're right here. Like, I don't know why it was like that, but me and brother called the police. As soon as the sirens hit up, everybody like
scattered.
They cleared that whole fight up probably like it felt like under 60 seconds as soon as the sirens started hitting because the police station was right around the corner. And that was one of my not necessarily it was a memory I had growing up. But like I have crazier ones with like shootings and stuff like that. My dad actually put cameras on the front house, and my parents. My dad passed away last year, but
wow, sorry to hear that.
A year and a half ago. But my mom still lives there, so he used to put up cameras, and he had somebody like walking down the street with like a M16 or some type of assault rifle down the front of the street in the middle, like 3 a.m. So like, there's still a lot of craziness that happens.
Yeah. And you know what, Daniel? It's a lot of people say, that it just started and everything like that, but it's been kind of crazy out there for years.
Years.
Yeah, it's been a little bit more televised and everything like that, but you have a lot of great neighborhoods and a lot of great places, in the Chicago metro. So for you all that don't know, Chicago does have a lot of great places to be in. You just have to know where to go and when to go there.
100%. And this is where like I said, my family was not rich at all, so we kind of had to live in some of the other underlying areas. But it's one of those things where you really have to like protect your family and upbringing. Like I talked to my mom. I was just in Chicago like 2 weeks ago. My mom told me that she ended up meeting with a gangbanger, and she knew who we were. And like, oh, you're the house that has 4 boys, right? Like they're watching us. I know we didn't participate in any of the gang violence, but they knew.
So that's good. I mean, that's a great representation of your mom and dad, how they reared you guys. How not to be influenced by outside negative stimuli and negative people. So I mean, that's a reward to mom and dad how they brought you guys up.
So like I said, it's not I think you use the situations you grew up in to always make it better. But I left Chicago because I hated the cold.
Yeah, same with me. It wasn't anything else. It was just like, you know what? I hate that you only get summer for 2 months out of the year.
My wife always jokes that the sun doesn't shine in the Midwest.
Right now is a good time. June, July, August. After August, right after, Labor Day, forget about it. Why stay there for 90 days of great weather and then the other, 265, 250 days is cold, rainy, foggy, wet, damp. So
I used to work outside too when I first started working at 19, and I was like, man, I'm out.
Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, it never rains in Southern California, right?
It does rain.
Yeah, I know it.
It does rain. It just doesn't rain after this year's a weird year, but after usually April or May, it doesn't rain the rest of the year until December again.
Well, we don't get much rain right here in the Valley of the Sun.
Yeah, you're in the desert.
Yeah, we, maybe 1 week it may rain, and that's about it. We're coming into monsoon season, so we'll get some rain here a couple of days, and then that'll be it for the year.
Well, I think this is definitely a unique episode for this one. I appreciate you coming on and sharing your Chicagoland story. And the one thing I said too is I really appreciate you sharing and fixing up the neighborhood in Chicago, because I think little steps like that of remodeling one little home, it changes the dynamic of the area little by little, and it's people like you that make a difference, especially in Chicago.
Yeah, and it has to start with that community effort, right? Just that boots on the ground, grassroots efforts in order to make a difference, and then you just hope that it spreads, throughout the neighborhood. So, man, Daniel, I really appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, for everybody here, technical difficulties in the middle, but we finished it out, and we're here to end it all out. Thanks for coming, Marcus, and thanks for sharing your time again for this episode. Please go check out the other episode. It's a great episode. For everybody here, you know what to do: like, subscribe, share with a friend, and we'll see you on the next episode. Thanks, guys.
See ya.
Hey guys, so the Hive Mind is launching a new program where we're helping you work deals that are valued at $1 million and up. If your deal is worth $980,000, we don't want to take a look at it. You can submit those deals to us at submitbigland.com, and we'll help you comp the deals. If it's good, we'll help you close it, and we'll also help you fund it and sell it. Check us out, submitbigland.com, milliondollarmastermind.com, and wholesaling $1 million land deals on Facebook. Thanks, guys.